Richlands will take over 1st and 10. All right, welcome back to the Marion Scarlet Hurricane football field here in Marion, Virginia. It's the Marion Scarlet Hurricanes playing host to the Richlands Blue Tornado in the second round of the 2A West Virginia High School League State Playoffs. We're coming to you from the Chevy Silverado broadcast booth here in Marion tonight. 6:53 remains in the second quarter. The score is Richlands 14, Marion nothing. Richlands has the ball, 1st and 10 at about their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, much of the same while we were gone there.
Richlands now going with 2 running backs in the backfield, and it seems to be working for them. They just pick up yards on every single play. Again, Richlands is going to get all the way down to almost the first down marker. That was a inside draw play by Richlands. Goes for 9 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, it seems like everything Richlands running tonight is working. We saw Marion get the stop on the one drive and force the punt. Ever since then, it's been all Richlands.
Lining up in the backfield now with the quarterback Michaels is Brandon Waldron, number 6, and number 31, Zeke Vance. That gives him 2 options back there. They got 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Here's the snap. Now they're going to throw it. Quarterback getting a little bit of pressure this time. Going to be forced into a sack, but he gets rid of the ball just in time. Had a receiver out there, so good job by the Marion defense to flush him out of the pocket. 3rd down and 1.
You know, he really stands in there. He's a very poised quarterback. Knew he was going to take a hit there, but stood in long enough to try to get the ball out.
So 3rd and short, so Richlands has been golden on this. Marion would really like to get a stop here, trailing 14-0 with 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Same formation. Richlands comes out. They don't mix up a formation in the drive any. Inside handoffs going to number 6, Brendan Waldron. Runs right through the front of the Marion defense and carries the ball into the Marion territory all the way down to the 36-yard line. That's where it'll be 1st and 10, Richlands.
I've talked about how this Marion defensive line's not getting any push there. He took on the linebackers. He ran straight into a linebacker and just drove him backwards.
1st and 10.
What?
Same formation. Michael's in the shotgun. There's the snap. Going to hand off again. Right through the middle. He's going to get to the 20, to the 15, the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown. That's Brandon Waldron again, the junior running back. Give him the handoff on the inside draw. He's going to take it almost 40 yards to the house for another Richlands touchdown. Richlands 20, Marion nothing, 7:23 remaining in the second quarter.
37-yard run there, and we saw him get to that second level again. This time he didn't take on anybody. He was untouched all the way to the end zone.
What a burst of speed he had, too. He covered that distance in no time. Now for the extra point. Here's the count, the snap, the hold, the kick. It's up, and this time, yeah, it squeaks in there. It's good. So your score was 7:23 remaining in the second quarter. Richlands 21, Marion nothing, and this is not the outcome I expected.
You know, when we come to games, this is what we get. We get blowouts. We can't have a good one.
I don't know that we've had any updates yet, but let's go to our Lowe's Home Improvement scoreboard desk and get a score from Travis Terry.
Yeah, down in Galax, Dakota Humphrey scored from 37 yards out to cut the lead. Galax's lead 20-14. Galax, first play, next possession, the 80-yard run. So now they're back ahead, 27-14. Between Haysai and Covington, Haysai on the board first. Covington returned the kickoff, so there's a tie ball game over there.
Thanks, Travis. That's your Lowe's Home Improvement scoreboard update. So some good games going on around our region tonight. We just happen to not be at one of them, unless you're a Richlands fan right now, and you got the lead 21-0 with over 7 minutes still to go in the second quarter. Richlands will prepare to kick off. Now, Richlands hasn't kicked the ball very deep, but their kicker kicks it high and gives their coverage team enough time to get down there and has really squandered away any opportunity Marion has had to return the kickoff. Their deepest guy, as a matter of fact, is just set up on the 15-yard line.
Well, with 7:28 left in the half here, you've got to think Marion's got to get some points before halftime to kind of get that momentum to shift. You know, they're really down right now. And if anything, you know, get a good return here. We talked about how the special teams has been good this year.
So Richlands taking a little bit of time getting ready to kick this ball off. I'm not sure what's going on here.
They're going to take a timeout. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Got to wonder if Richlands was maybe considering an onside kick here to just really put this game out of reach. I don't know. I've never seen a wasted timeout on a kickoff before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's an option. I mean, you really have nothing to lose the way your defense is playing.
Yeah, Marion has not shown the ability to move the ball any at this point. So, yeah, they're not out of anything. If anything, all they do is gain an opportunity to hang another touchdown on the board really quick.
Really, they haven't been able to stop anything either.
Against 7:28 remains, second quarter, 21-0, Richlands. While they sort it out and get ready to kick the ball off here, let's take another minute to thank our sponsors of the Hogo Network, Abington Equipment Company, Big M Farm Service, Political Dogs, Glade Spring, Surber & Son, Glade Spring, also in Glade Spring, Glade Pharmacy, and your hometown pharmacy in Saltville, Virginia, Carter's Pharmacy. And our Red Zone sponsor tonight, C&H Cattle Company, Glade Springs. C&H Cattle Company, where the beef begins.
Yeah, big thanks to all those guys. That's really helped us out this season.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, it actually costs quite a bit of money to be able to cover a playoff game, so we're pretty excited for those sponsors to step up and help us out. There's the kickoff, going to be fielded at the 20-yard line, returned up to about the 24-yard line. That's where Marion will take over first down.
Richlands really just doing everything right. They covered that kick perfectly. It just seems like Marion can't get any momentum going.
Marion really needs their playmakers to step up now. They're down 21-0, 7:18 to go in the second quarter. They got to try to figure out a way to get Wagner loose with the football. Going to have two receivers near side this time. Wagner lined up in the backfield with Leffler. There's a snap. Leffler looks to throw. This time they set up a screen. He gets across the 30, 35, 40. Good spin move. Across the 45 to the 50, to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Give him 6. Touchdown, Marion Scarlet Hurricanes.
What a move that he put on Richlands brought an all-out blitz, cheated everybody up to the line, and Marion had a play that just happened to work perfectly. But that is all him right there.
He hit the B button.
Wow.
What a spin move.
We talked about it a minute ago. Why don't you exploit underneath? You've tried deep. There's nothing there. They do it that time. Riley Blevins takes it all the way to the house. Touchdown, 7:03 remaining in the second quarter. Now it's 21-6. Sam Wagner on to attempt the point after. It's a low snap. There's the count, the hold, the snap, the kick. It's up. It's good, and it's through. So it's 7:03 remaining in the second. It's the score. Richlands 21, Marion 7. Wow, what a play. What a play by Riley Blevins.
Yeah, that was remarkable. They're probably pretty happy to have him back after he was injured last week. They finally caught lightning in a bottle they've been trying to all night.
Well, that's the momentum shift they needed right there, but that young man did it all on his own right there. Avoided the tackle at the line of scrimmage, got about 20 yards downfield, and like you said, Travis, kind of hit the B button there and spun out of 3 Richlands could-be tacklers and took it to the house. We may want to keep an update on him, though, as he crossed the goal line, kind of came up a little gimpy there, so may want to keep an eye on that the rest of the night.
So that gets the Marion crowd back into the game, but it didn't take the Richlands crowd out of it very much. They're still very rowdy over there, too.
Well, now if you're Marion, you've got the momentum shifted back your way. You got to play some defense now.
Got anything?
Wagner set to kick the ball off from.
We'll have to see if they change out of that defensive set. That zone 3-4 defense really isn't working. And you know, Richlands runs a similar defense. They run the 3-4 style defense, almost a 3-5 with the way they've got their linebackers set up. But on that particular play, on the scoring play, they cheated all their linebackers up to the middle. So they had nobody drop back except for defensive backs and one safety.
So Richlands has the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. They're going with that two-back set again. This time the handoff goes the other way to number 31, Zeke Vance. And he's going to get up to about the 35-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry, he's only going to get to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, picks up about 4 on that play. Pretty good play call right there. But it's funny how Richlands comes out in that set. They come out in a 5-wide set, and he motions his 2 slot receivers back into him. That's a neat little formation we haven't seen much of this year.
Now they're not going to have anybody line up in the backfield with Michaels. Got 3 receivers to the far side of the field. 2 near side. Michaels takes the snap, shotgun, going to look to his right. Nothing open, going to drop it off over the middle. Man wide open at the 40, gets across 45 to the 50, 45, 40, down to the 35-yard line. That's number 31, Zeke Vance, who's lined up in the backfield just a play ago. Now he comes in as an inside slant receiver, takes it down deep into Marion territory to the 35-yard line.
You know, if they could get to the quarterback and get a little bit of pressure on him, I think that would change how this passing game is going for Richlands. But he stands in there and he is so poised, and he waits for something to open up on that zone defense, and it's worked all night.
First and 10 Richlands. Will actually call it the Marion 36-yard line. Michaels alone in the backfield. 3 receivers near side, 2 far. There's the snap. Michaels on the keeper. Marion's ready for him this time. He's only going to get about 1 yard on the play, maybe make it 2. Second down and 8.
Marion got a pretty good defensive rush on that play. That's the first time I've seen anybody from the defensive line in the backfield to kind of stop that run there. But good play by Marion. They've just got to keep it up here.
Just like you hit on, Corey, though, Marion is not choosing to bring any more pressure. They're just pretty content bringing that 3-man front and giving Michaels all day to decide what he wants to do.
You know, that's...
Michaels going to take the snap. Keeper, this time Marion gets to him. He's actually going to lose about a yard. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 8.
Well, this is a big 3rd down for this Marion defense. They've stopped the run twice, and you got to think this is a passing down for Richlands, and you've almost got to think it's 2-down territory with the score the way it is. Richlands been successful on the ground and through the air, and the way they've been averaging yards, 2 plays, they should be able to get this. Let's see what they come out with here.
3 receivers near side this time for Richlands. Michaels takes the snap, going to look to the short side of the field. Has a receiver wide open, a good little screen pass set up, gets all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Marion brought a blitz from that side, and he had him wide open, and that was just an easy pickup for a 1st down right there. If they would have brought the blitz from the backside and maybe got to him, that might have worked, but he had plenty of time yet again to throw the ball, and on those quick screen passes, you don't need a lot of time. And it developed up, had a looked like the right tackle swung out as soon as he caught the ball, was a lead blocker there, and had a good pickup.
The receiver on the play appears to be injured on that Richlands sideline. They got him up. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's just a little shaken up. Going to get him over there and get him straightened out, we hope. So 1st and 10 now for Richlands. They're in your C&H Cattle red zone. Now Marion's going to take a timeout to talk some things over. Richlands got the ball, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Again, that's the C&H Cattle Company red zone. C&H Cattle Company, where the beef begins. Let's go over to Travis Terry and see if we have any more Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse scoreboard updates.
Down in Galax, Zach Wright tossed an interception, and Galax ran a 30-yard touchdown shortly thereafter. Score is 32-14 Galax, 8 minutes to go in the 1st half.
So that game has taken a turn for the worst for the Rebels.
I think we were pretty afraid of that. Galax has a pretty good rushing attack, and wasn't too sure if Patrick Henry's rush defense was that good to stop a team like Galax.
Yeah, we had some questions about Galax. It seemed like they weren't able to get up and play in some of their big games this season, and Patrick Henry had a little bit of the same problem. It was a matter of who wanted it the most, and right now it looks like Galax is jumping out on top. Of course, Galax has the advantage of playing at home. All right, after the timeout, Richlands going to line back up. 1st down. Now Michaels just has 1 back in the backfield with him. That's Brandon Waldron Inside handoff to Waldron. He's going to try to take it to the right side of the line. That's where he's going to be wrapped up next. We're going to lose a yard there. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, we saw Marion really dictate where he was going to go with the ball. They kind of flooded the right side of the line there, and he had no choice but to try to bounce it outside, and Marion linebacker waiting for him, and he couldn't bounce it around the corner there. So good play on 1st down for Marion's defense.
Marion's defense, as a matter of fact, has played pretty good tonight. It's almost like they can stop you for 2 downs. Then they got that 1 down where they just lose track of what they're supposed to do.
Really haven't defended the pass very well. It just seems like Michaels has really found the holes.
Michaels and Waldron in the backfield. They got 3 receivers near side. He's going to look that way, going to try to set up the screen. Ball falls incomplete. They're going to say it was a forward pass, so it'll just fall harmlessly incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Very good coverage there, you know. He was looking for that screen pass again on the left side, and Marion really almost come away with an interception, and there would have been nobody in front of him in that case, and then we're talking about a whole different ball game right here. But big 3rd down for Marion's defense.
The Marion crowd roars as it's 3rd and 11. The Richlands crowd roars on the other side as well. Again, 2 down territory, so Richlands doesn't have to pick it all up here. Michael's in the backfield. He's still got Waldron back there with him. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the outside. That's where they're going to go. Corner of the end zone. Good defense by the Marion Scarlet Hurricanes.
Great defense in the corner over there. He's exactly where he needed to be and swatted the ball away at the last second. So you got to think Richlands is going to go for it here. Just from looking at the field goal kicks, the extra points, I'm not sure he's got the leg to make it from this distance. So probably looking for them going for it here on 4th down.
Credit Richlands for that play call, though. I mean, that was a good play, good pass, just great defense by Marion.
I think what the Richlands coaching staff is seeing is when they've got those 2 wide receivers on the left side, that safety kind of cheats over, and he's not really helping that guy by himself over there. So that's definitely the coverage you want to see down that 101.
Michaels and Waldron in the backfield. Michaels takes the snap. Marion's back there on him. They set up the screen pass, incomplete. So Marion takes over on down. So the momentum still swinging in Marion's favor. They've closed the lead 21-7. 3:31 remaining in the 2nd quarter, and Marion will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
That's a great play in the linebackers right there. They played that screen perfectly because if he catches that, there's nobody behind him.
Great job by Marion. The offense back on the field now for the Scarlet Hurricanes. They'll get lined up, take a look to the sideline for the flashcards, and get the play.
Only 3.5 minutes till halftime here.
Low snap, Leffler falls on it. Ball's still loose, I think. No, he's got it. So bad snap. Oh, I don't think it was a bad snap. I just don't think Leffler was ready for it.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite ready, and had a man coming across in motion across the formation there, and I don't know if the center just had a miscommunication or what, but he snapped it, and luckily that ball hit Leffler. Otherwise, we may be talking a turnover here.
Loss of about 6 on the play, so 2nd down and 16.
Definitely not what you wanted on 1st down after getting a turnover there for Marion.
Marion having a hard time on offense without having to play from behind the sticks. Handoffs to Wagner. Nothing doing for him. He's going to be wrapped up by 4 Richlands defenders.
Yeah, this Richlands defense has played so well against the run tonight. I'm not sure Wagner even has positive yardage.
I'd say he doesn't. We don't have our stats right here in front of us, but I would say it's very unlikely that he has any positive yardage whatsoever. I think on one play he may have gained 6 yards, but other than that, that's about it. 3rd down and 16 for Marion.
For Richlands here, this is really the perfect storm. You can drop back in a zone here and just not get beat. Try to get the ball back here. Looks like about 2:19 left till halftime.
Leffler and Wagner in the backfield. There's the snap. Richlands coming after him. He tosses it up. There's nobody there. Not a very good play. The Marion officials wanting a flag for a hold out there, but I think the ball was just way overthrown for that.
Even if you do call holding there, I'm not sure you can justify it. That's an uncatchable ball. He overthrew that ball by 10 yards, so don't think there's much you can do about that, but that drive had nothing from the beginning. Richlands still playing really good defense.
Leffler, I think the pressure from the previous plays got to him. It looked like he still had some more time, but he just let the ball go way too early. Overthrew his receiver. 2:11 remains in the 2nd quarter. 21-7, Richlands Marion to punt the ball. High snap. Richlands comes after it. There's the punt. He hit the punter And I believe that is going to be, and the ball is fumbled by the return man.
I think we're going to get a roughing the kicker call here back on the 3-yard line, and if I'm right, that should give Marion the ball back because he did hit him while he was in the air.
He did. It was definitely not the running into the kicker type penalty. It was a roughing penalty, but we'll see how the refs sort it out here.
I'm pretty sure that is the roughing variety. From what we can tell from where we're at, he was definitely still in the air.
Now, not sure why they're conferring with the Richlands captain on that call, though.
That shouldn't be anything that, unless he was pushed into the kicker. But it looked like
he come freely into the kicker. I don't think there should be any question about this call. And they're just going to call it the 5-yard variety.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. He was well in the air when that. Yeah, when he came in, his foot was well in the air.
Yeah, I disagree with this call by the officials. I believe that was clearly a run